Now, what are the reflection of light in curved mirrors?
Aperture, the width of the mirror's reflecting surface. It determines the amount of light that can be reflected. Pole, the geometry center of the reflecting surface. It's the point where the principal axis intersects the mirror. Center of curvature, the center of the sphere of which the mirror forms a part. It's the point where all the radii of curvature intersect. Principal axis, a straight line that passes through the pole and center of curvature. Focal point or focus, the point between the center of the curvature and vertex. Its distance from the mirror is known as the focal length. A normal line is an imaginary line which is perpendicular to the reflecting surface at the point of incidence. Angle of incidence, the angle between the incidence ray and the normal line. Angle of reflection, the angle between the reflected ray and the normal line. Incident ray, the ray of light approaching the mirror represented by an arrow approaching an optical element like mirror. Reflected ray, the ray of light which leaves the mirror and is represented by an arrow pointing away from the mirror. Next, what is law of reflection and refraction? How do they work? Now I'm going to show you how they work. Law of reflection. Law of reflection is a fundamental principle in optics that describes how light behaves when it encounters a smooth surface. It states that the angle of reflection is equal to the angle of incidence, and both angles are measured relatively to the normal, an imaginary line perpendicular to the surface at the point where the light ray strikes. What is refraction? Refraction is a bending of light as it passes from one transparent medium to another. This bending occurs because light travels at different speed in different mediums. I'm going to show you an example what is refraction.
Here's a cup of water, and here's a candle. I will carefully put it under water.
Can you see what does it look like? It looks like it's bent, and it's because refraction. Did you know that there are 3 types of mirrors? Yes, you heard it right. There are 3 types of mirrors. Come on, I'll show you and teach you what are those types of mirrors. Plane mirrors. These are flat mirrors that reflect images in their normal proportions, reversed from left to right. This is the most common type of mirrors used in bedrooms and bathrooms. Convex mirrors. Convex mirrors are also spherical mirrors. However, unlike concave mirrors, they bulge out and distort the reflected image, making it smaller. Concave mirrors. Concave mirrors are spherical mirrors that curve inward like a spoon. They create the illusion of largeness. Do you know why is it important to learn about reflections and mirrors? Learning about reflections and mirrors is important because they help us understand how light behaves and how we see the world around us. Understanding light, reflections, and mirror are fundamental to understanding how light interacts with objects. Mirrors reflect light, allowing us to see images. By studying how light bounces off surfaces, we can learn about the properties of light, such as its wavelength and frequency. What are the difference between virtual and real images? Virtual and real images are both crucial for comprehending how lens and mirrors form images. Both real and virtual images are formed by interaction of light rays with the optical devices.
What are are real images?
Real images are formed when light rays from a object converge at a specific point after passing through a lens or reflecting off a mirror. This converging creates an image that can be projected onto a screen. What is virtual image? A virtual image is formed when light rays from an object diverge after passing through a lens or reflecting off a mirror. These diverging rays do not actually converge at a point, but they appear to converge at a point behind the lens or mirror. The apparent convergence creates the illusion of an image, but it cannot be projected onto a screen. Now that you know the difference between real image and virtual image, now let's go find out what's a mirror. A mirror is a smooth, reflected surface that produces an image of whatever is placed in front of it. Like this.
Regular reflection, reflections from very smooth surfaces. Irregular reflections, reflections from very rough surfaces.